What's good? It's King C's up in Chicago. No, I'm just playing. I ain't gonna get that energy here, you know what I'm saying? We don't bring that vibe here. But I say that to say this right here. This video is gonna be about being black. Being black and all the stuff that we going through right now in the black community in America. I just seen a video posted by the battle rapper DayLyt where he was basically saying some crazy stuff of how black people stand no chance and that white people have won. It's like he lost all his hope in black people. But this is what I told him. This was my message to him, because I understand his frustration, but I do not believe that what he said was based on any type of facts or real logic, or he just might not be thinking and seeing as much as he could be seeing. So what I'm going to say to him is this: the people that he was speaking to was specifically black people in America, and a specific type of black people in America. In America, we call them people niggas. You know what I'm saying? They do, excuse my French, but they do nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? They got a nigga mentality, right? Them the people that he talking about, and I understand his frustration. These are the people who are influenced by other gangster rappers and stuff like that. All the negative stuff that they put in the media. These are the type of people who the media portray to the rest of the world, and that's why Africans, white people, and other cultures kind of see black people as these type of niggas, all right? And I don't even like niggas like that. But what I want to tell DayLyt is that those are not the only type of black people in the world. You need to broaden your perspective and realize that there's a whole African diaspora, and there's even the people on the motherland, in Africa, right? So we still have hope, most definitely, but the niggas in America, it's kind of tough, because actually they basically just like immature, and since they all in this same cesspool of ignorance, it's kind of hard for them to have any real mental clarity and realize that what they're doing is only leading to more death and destruction and oppression, okay? Black people still have hope, most definitely. You just need to broaden your horizons and look other places rather than street niggas. All the weapons that the enemy has created is really impacting them more than probably any other black person on the planet, you know what I'm saying? It just goes straight to them. It messes with them mentally, it messes with them psychologically, and it messes with them spiritually, all right? It's very unfortunate. Just don't give up hope on the black people, all right? We still have a lot of good stuff going on. We got a lot of people doing positive things, and that's definitely hope, because don't forget that we are God's chosen people, right? So the enemy can't win. It's just impossible. It's written, first shall be last and last will become first. Light always wins in the end. Now, I also want to talk about being black. I think that one of the main reasons why we kind of look at black people as like we're losing is because we don't see all black people over the planet as one. We are psychologically disconnected from the rest of our people, right? We see ourselves as like this small minority in America who's trying to fight for equality and fairness and not being oppressed and not being victims of systematic racism. And this is the stuff that we've been doing since we've been over here in America. Meaning, when I say we, I'm talking about from the Atlantic slave trade, okay? So I gave up on that myself, all right? All this Black Lives Matter, all these different movements, these civil rights wars, it might seem like incremental progress, and I'm not saying that it's not. It's still progressive, but it's still going so slow where it's just like, it's not the best use of your time, your energy, or your resources. So that's why I'm making these type of videos promoting Africa and promoting the African diaspora and promoting Pan-Africanism, just to not make everybody go to Africa and try to escape the stuff, but to realize that it's not just us. This type of understanding is not only misunderstood by a lot of black people in America, but it's going to be misunderstood by a lot of Africans in Africa. I'm going to switch that. This is not only misunderstood by a lot of Africans in America, but it's also misunderstood by a lot of Africans in Africa. All right? Because we are all African at the end of the day. And that's the main message. We are all African, and we call ourselves black. And since we do that, and we got a certain culture, which is like this hip-hop culture and all this soul food stuff, like stuff that we kind of made ourselves in America, we don't really identify as Africans. Even if we call ourselves African Americans, you ain't gonna see too many black people who was born in America call themselves simply an African. You will find Mexicans in America who was born in America who will call themselves simply Mexican. You know what I'm saying? And other races, other nationalities, they do that. But Africans that were born in America, they call themselves black, or they call themselves African American. If you call them an African, they're going to be like, I'm not African. You talking about the dark-skinned people over there who got the deep voices, they talk like this and all this type of stuff. That's what they see Africans as, right? And it's not necessarily to most. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta start being really, really honest, okay? Because this is on both sides. This is what I noticed. Africans probably have some type of negative perception of a lot of black people that come from America. And it's the same way with a lot of black people. They kind of have, in a way, it's like a negative perception, but not in a racist type of way. But it is kind of racist. You know what I'm saying? And it's all is because of ignorance and us not communicating with one another. And that's what we need to start doing. We need to start learning about each other's histories. We need to learn about how Africa was colonized and how it affected them. And people in Africa need to learn about the Atlantic slave trade and how it affected us, and it's still affecting us to this day, what we fighting for and how we feel living around all these Europeans and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's like a weird feeling that I know that a lot of people who's born in Africa don't really understand. So it's only going to come down to communication and education. And that's it. Once we get that part, which it's interesting to learn about each other, and then we can start to see, it's sad. It's very sad because we so disconnected because of this split. But at the end of the day, we disconnected as far as our perspectives, but we are the same because of our DNA. That's what it comes down to. So I recommend, if you haven't taken a DNA test and you call yourself black or African American, you was born in America, once you take a DNA test, it's going to instantly open your eyes, because you're going to see, I come from this tribe in Africa, and this is where they from, right? This is where they lived at. This is the language. And then when you see like pictures of them, you might see yourself in some of them pictures, like, they kind of look like me too. And then you ain't going to see the dark-skinned Africans as like the only type of Africans. Like, there's different tribes and different type of like races in Africa. Everybody in Africa don't look the same. Some people in Africa look exactly like you. You know what I'm saying? Some people look lighter than you. It's just like, it's different races. Just like there's different races of Spanish people, there's different races of Africans as well. And if you're in Africa, you watching this video, you probably like, no shit, the ignorance in America, people don't know that. And like, it's simple stuff like that. I just recently found it out. It's simple stuff like that why we struggle with an identity crisis. And like, it's just ignorance. You know what I'm saying? It's not taught to us in our schools. You know what I'm saying? What they teach black people who was born in America, what they teach African people who was born in America about their history, it basically starts from the Atlantic slave trade. And then from there it goes on to us trying to feel more and more equal in the civil wars and the protests and stuff that we had to go through in America. And that's really all that they teach us. They don't teach us about what our ancestors did in Africa. You know, it don't start there. And they really don't ever cover that. Maybe unless you go to college and take a specific class talking about it. But in today's age, we got the internet so we can self-educate. But in the system, right, this is where systematic racism come in. The system, the education system, the stuff that we are basically put into and nurtured in, it does not give us what we need to succeed, you know, on many different levels, not even just our history, but financially, et cetera, et cetera. It's messed up. And that's a part of the systematic racism, okay? Like I said, going back to the niggas in the street, the people who's killing each other, people not doing that all over. Africans are not doing that all over the world, right? It's really in America, certain cities in America, Chicago, LA, where the people just shooting each other. Like, other Africans are killing other Africans, other black people killing other black people, however you want to say it. They doing that, and they be young. They be 20s, teenagers, 30s, like, it's violence. But like I said, it comes from the culture, it's come from those shared beliefs, it's coming from the negative music and all the negative energy. That's what's influencing it all. So everybody isn't going to make it. All right. And that's just the fact. We need to accept that, because everybody ain't going to be open to this type of information, right? Every person isn't one of God's chosen people. Even if you are black, like, everybody ain't everybody ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the facts. All this stuff was written. This is not my opinion. This is written in the book. It's only 144,000 names in the book of life. So some people will be taken by the enemy. It is what it is. Okay. I mean, it just is what it is. But what I want us to do is to just first and foremost realize that we are African. If you look like this, if your skin color is melanated, like if you're African, right? Start there, because it's going to go deeper than that. It's deeper than you being African or whatever tribe you from. It's deeper than that. It goes all the way back to the descendants of like Abraham. DNA is what's important in life. DNA is what lasts forever. That's how you live throughout time. So even after your death, even before your death, DNA is like the true life, because DNA is blood. Blood is life. So we kind of think our family is like, well, my mama was born in Chicago, my dad was born in Chicago, my grandparents was born in Chicago, this is my family. Your family goes all the way back to Africa, all right, to the beginning of time, because you are your DNA, right? If you have children, they gonna look just like you. They gonna have your mannerism, because it's that DNA. And that's why you need to protect your DNA from the enemy. With that being said, I'm King C's. I want you to take what I said, think about it, let it marinate, and apply it to your life. Till next time, peace.